off you go.
So we decided to call our film The Shadow in the Lake, and a bit underneath it is not all secrets taken underneath the surface.
So this is our logline. It's one man's quest to find his daughter leads to questions he may never want to answer.
So the common conventions of thriller, which is our genre, are plot twist, serious plot, a build-up of tension music, binary opposites, fast-paced editing, isolated areas, realistic, mental health issues, and foreshadowing.
Our opening begins with a panning shot of the house of the house of the main characters, and then it cuts to Samuel, the father, in the kitchen who is making packed lunch, and he's just singing along, just doing casual stuff. And then it tracks him around the kitchen, and you see pictures of the family everywhere, up on the fridge and stuff. And there's a quick glimpse of missing posters. Then there's close-up shots of him breathing heavily, and he's kind of zoned out, as if he's just having kind of a flashback thing. And then he calls up to Ellie, his daughter, to come downstairs. And it comes up to the top of the staircase, and she's dripping wet, but she doesn't appear to react to anything. Then it cuts to a park scene, and it's like a montage of them playing at the park. And you've got Sam pushing Ellie on his swing, and then someone comes over to talk to him, and they mention being sorry to hear that she's still missing. And then it cuts back to a wide shot, and it shows Sam is just pushing them to swing.
So the plot of the whole film. So basically, at the beginning, Sam and Ellie are spending quality time at the park, and then people keep coming up to Sam telling him that they're here to help him. So this makes him really confused because he's not sure why people are saying this to him. So people can see, Sam can see Ellie, but other people can't. And then Ellie's always dripping with water. So Ellie's on the roundabout in the park, but suddenly she disappears. From Sam's view, and when he's speaking to somebody, so he's shouting, running around, desperately trying to find her. And he's saying she was literally just there. Suddenly someone stops him and says, "Ellie's been missing for 3 years now. What are you talking about?" So then Sam is alone at home, and time passes, and he's become a bit of a drunk. And then his estranged sister, Laura, she comes and decides to clean him up. So she decides to help Sam let go of Ellie by letting him exercise his fantasy of her still being there. So at first it was just a ploy to help Sam, but then the siblings uncover some truths about Ellie's mysterious disappearance. So Ellie keeps appearing to Sam, and he keeps running after her, but she's nowhere to be found. She just disappears into thin air. And then Laura does not know about Ellie's appearances to Sam, but then Laura finds out about Ellie's appearances and begs him to get help, but he refuses and shuts her out. But then Sam starts to realise that it's not really Ellie that appears, but a figment of his imagination. So that kind of fits in with our genre of psychological thriller. And then he starts to remember what happened the night that Ellie disappeared and goes to Laura for help. Together they go to the lake and find Ellie's body at the bottom. Then Sam remembers the night that he drowned her because he thought he was helping her because he's a schizophrenic. That's because he thought the voices in his head told him to go and drown Ellie. And then it ends with them both deciding to get the body out of the lake, but not tell anyone about it. But then Sam decides that he needs to go and get help. And that's the end of it.
So the narrative techniques we're going to use are voyeuristic shots, the cliffhanger, which is where you see Ellie disappear, foreshadowing, because we're using the surname Locke for both characters, which is Celtic for lake, and then a voiceover, which is going to be a few seconds from Laura in the beginning as if she's retelling the story.
So this is our character Samuel Locke. He's the dad of Ellie. He's in his early 40s, unemployed, and he used to be a lawyer, so he had quite a lot of money. He looks quite dishevelled. His wife's left him. He has an estranged sister. He's schizophrenic, which is why he keeps hearing voices. He had a traumatic childhood, which led to him having mental problems. He's quite spontaneous in his decisions, which is why he drowned her. He has a habit of cracking his bones and he likes to pee.
This is Eleanor Ellie Loft, as we all refer to her in the movie, and she was 8 years old when she was drowned, and she's his daughter, and she's always wearing the same outfit whenever you see her, and she's always wet, so she's always got kind of like wet hair and stuff. And she adored her father, and she was like quite popular, and she has like pale blonde hair and big blue eyes. But whenever we see her, she's usually uncomfortably and unusually quiet, so it kind of like makes you on edge. And she went missing when she was 8, and they haven't found her body or anything. But she's presumed dead because it's been 3 years. And she was quite, she had quite a love of nature, and she loved swimming, so that's kind of what makes the whole being drowned thing kind of, yeah, more.
The appearances / costumes we came up with were for Sam, he's going to be quite cool. He's going to have a broad build, brown hair. It's going to be quite unkept. Like as it goes through the movie, more and more unkept. He's going to have jeans, just wear a shirt and like a peacoat. Then for Ellie, she'll be quite petite, short, blonde hair and just long, with blue eyes, which she got from her mum. And she's always going to be wearing a summer dress.
This is the sister, Laura. She won't appear in the opening, but there will be a voiceover from her, like a narration. So she's in her late 30s. She's single. She's the sister of Samuel. That they have an estranged relationship. And she's a primary school teacher. So obviously she helps Sam to find Ellie. She also had a traumatic childhood. She always has a plan. She keeps a cool head. She's extremely honest, and she has a habit of fiddling with things when she's nervous.
So we have some extra characters, one of which is Cara Locke. She's the mother of Ellie and the ex-wife of Sam. And she left Sam after Ellie disappeared because she couldn't handle the disappearance. She was also very young, so it made it even worse, and she couldn't handle Sam being ill with schizophrenia. There are also friends of the family who help out with Ellie's disappearance, and then the police who look into Ellie's case.
The locations we've got, the top right is the house which they'll be living in. Then the kitchen is where the opening scene takes place, and then the park on the left is, we kind of got the binary opposites because like it's her body under the lake, but there's going to be like families and kids all playing around it, and so it's just kind of that's with the shadow in the lake.
So these are ideas for titles we had. So you've got like quite childlike writing here. Then you've got quite neat like handwritten, and then also more traditional like handwritten as well. Just some ideas we had that we're going to develop more.